Hi everyone, this is Vida Schmidt and I'm warmly welcoming to today's CC-Webinar.Live executive interview, Judith Gardiner, Vice President, Growth and Emerging Markets EMEA at Equinix. Hello Judith, how are you doing today?
I'm really good, very happy to be here with you.
Thank you. We are happy to and honored having you here and looking forward to learning more about the insight that you have to share with us today. Let's start with the first question, Judith. How would you say the data center market, both across the wider industry and in Oman specifically, has changed in the past 5 years? And how would you characterize the current state of relations between the telecom and data center industries?
So I think the data center market in the last 5 years has significantly seen rapid growth of the digital economy, and that's really what's been driving increased demand for global connectivity and hybrid multi-cloud solutions. Trends such as cloud services and mobile devices have caused an exponential growth in the volume of data being stored and needing to be processed, but new applications and services using analytics, machine learning, are just creating greater demand and greater performance level, leading to a reshaping of servers, storage, networking, and the way that they all work together. The Middle East has proven to be one of the most exciting areas of growth for cloud adoption, where cloud has quickly become a key factor in the region's digital transformation. And the rapid deployment of cloud technology paired with some of the highest levels of internet penetration in the world in the Middle East, and the ambitious visions of several governments in the region to become global tech hubs placed a strain on the Middle East's existing digital infrastructure. So I think it's no surprise that we're seeing such rapid growth there and players like ourselves entering into these markets.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing the valuable insight about the data center market in the region. Let's move to the next question. Could you, Judith, please tell us and our listeners and readers about the new joint venture you're undertaking in Oman, and what led to Equinix and Omantel selecting one another as partners for this project?
So in July 2018, Equinix and Omantel announced that the companies entered into a joint venture to deliver data center and interconnection services to customers in the Middle East. And this was to be through the development of a new network-dense data center located in Barka, near Muscat, which is the capital of Oman. And we refer to that data center as MC1. In terms of the benefit that our customers will have there, it's by having connectivity to more subsea cable systems than any other one in the region, from connectivity of subsea cable landing stations that bypass the backhaul networks and terminate directly inside the facility, as well as from the investments that Omantel have in more than 20 subsea cable systems that come into Muscat. And this provides a significant cost savings and a dramatic increase in the performance and security as hops and associated delays are eliminated with direct connections between one point of presence and another. For example, through our IX in Oman, companies will be able to experience 160 milliseconds of latency between Frankfurt and Singapore, which is going to just have significant improvements in performance and obviously significant cost reductions. So the joint venture established the first world-class carrier-neutral hub in Oman, where carriers, content providers, and cloud providers co-locate their critical infrastructure and support the traffic growth in MENA. In terms of why we decided that Omantel, it really was an obvious choice for us. Omantel is a global communications provider with cable landings and connectivity to more than 120 cities globally. It has investments, like I said, in 20 subsea cable systems, and it leverages 6 diverse landing stations in Oman and 1 in France. In terms of just Omantel's investments, they have invested in multiple regional and international cables, including the Europe-India Gateway, the Bay of Bengal Gateway, the Gulf to Africa, and the Silk Route Gateway #1. and they will be able to offer a redundant and unique latency, as I said, of 160 milliseconds between Frankfurt and Singapore. And this will all be accessed directly from within the new IBX in Oman. Besides, I guess, the obvious choice of Omantel, it's Oman itself, and Muscat has a significant advantage geographically, just being right in the middle of 3 continents. So I think the MC1 location will provide our customers with direct access to our internet exchange. We're anticipating a very interconnected regional peering hub for networks, content providers, and large enterprises to exchange internet traffic over the world's largest peering solution. So I think, yeah, that should sum up why we're there and why we've chosen Omantel.
Very interesting, Judith. Thank you for giving an overview about this joint venture. And I cannot agree more myself how important Oman is as the strategic geographic place in our industry. So very interesting to know. Let's tell us more, please, and let me ask the next question. Why did Equinix choose Oman as the site for its 4th data center in the Middle East? And I think you highlighted a few facts. And could you speak to the specific capabilities of the new IBX data center and share with our readers and listeners?
So as I mentioned, Oman is strategically located between Asia, Africa, and Europe. And the new IBX in Oman will serve as a regional interconnection hub, providing ultra-low latency connection points between key global business markets. This will result in a reduction of backbone traffic, or hairpinning or tromboning, to Europe back to the Middle East by making traffic exchange local to Oman. So irrespective of the industry, this will of course have significant cost reductions as well as improved performance. The new IBX benefits from direct connectivity to cable landing stations and subsea cable systems that terminate directly inside the facility. And it's expected to provide customers, again, with the increased performance and security, along with the significant cost savings. To get into the nerdy data center stuff, MC1 includes 23,000 square feet of co-location space and 725 cabinets. And we have capacity to grow to 2,150 plus cabinets with future IBX builds. It's, like you said, it's our first data center in Oman. It's the 4th one in our MENA region, the other 3 being located in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And we're particularly excited about that our customers will have direct access to the Equinix Internet Exchange, which went live a couple of weeks ago. And we're really seeing the Internet Exchange as being a regional peering hub for networks, content providers, and large enterprises to exchange internet traffic over the world's largest peering solution. We're also, obviously, I mentioned the subsea cable systems terminating directly into MC1. The site benefits from continued investments by Omantel in strategic subsea cable systems throughout the world, reaching over 50 countries globally. And Omantel currently has investments in more than 20 subsea cable systems and leverages 6 diverse landing stations in Oman and 1 in Marseille in France. Based on the demand and requirements of our customers across the Gulf states and wider MENA region can also leverage other Equinix data centers in the region for dual access to content providers, allowing carriers, content providers, and cloud providers to leverage interconnection and further build resilience into their IT and network infrastructures.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very interesting to learn more about the MC1 specifics and the reason behind why Oman being selected as the 4th location in the region. So Judith, please tell us and elaborate more. Does Equinix have plans for further data centers in Oman? And how do you effectively manage human capital and culture during a large-scale collaborative project like this?
So our strategy has been to operate critical infrastructure interconnection points in most of the major markets around the world. And we plan to continue to expand on our interconnection portfolio. At the moment with Oman, with a new data center, we're very much focused on this data center and ensuring our customers have seamless access and connectivity. In terms of the managing the human capital and culture, it has been a challenging build and deployment, mainly because of the COVID-19 epidemic. And we have had to leverage our team in the UAE, which is very strong, which we've been there for many years. So some of that team have been very involved in this. We have hired many local Omanis into the IBX technician space. We have 2 women Omani technicians, which we're very proud of. And yeah, we have experienced many ups and downs, but I'm very proud of the team on the ground. They've done an amazing job in getting where we have got to with this launch. And in terms of the culture, you've probably heard from many other people that you've met in our company about the magic of Equinix. And that is really how we cultivate our culture. And that has been amplified even more through this pandemic, how much of a benefit it is to our organization to have such a culture. And we've really seen it come to the fore in challenging times, and particularly when we go into new markets. As I mentioned, but before we started, we also have a new managing director for MENA, Kamel Altarel. He started about 3 months ago, so it's also been quite a challenge for him coming into a new company, new market, without being able to really meet people face to face. So as soon as we have restrictions lifted, he's both Kamel and myself will be very pleased to looking forward to visiting Oman and our locations as well in the UAE.
Thank you very much, Judith, for sharing the information about the future plans with us. And certainly Oman is one of those fantastic places to visit.
Very much looking forward to it.
So before we finish our interview today, I have one last question also. And please tell us more and what's on your roadmap going into 2021.
So I guess if I start with what we see as the 5 meta trends in the industry currently, it's really the hybrid multi-cloud. Cloud is now it's a given that companies need to understand and figure out how they're going to what their infrastructure, IT infrastructure strategy looks like. The second would be the data volume acceleration that I've mentioned already. The third being the software-defined everything. And of course, 5G is going to be really accelerating the digital transformation. But also the fifth, which none of us really expected, is the COVID-19 pandemic. And that has clearly accelerated the digitalization strategies of many organizations, probably by years rather than even months. In terms of our and so that if you combine all of those 5, it's really prioritizing the digital transformations, cloud connectivity, and interconnection is what will be driving our roadmap in terms of location of where we want to be, in terms of our focus in the teams that we have on the ground, very much more so on the product side with our internet exchange, our Equinix Fabric. And we are also working a lot more because of the pandemic. Our solution architects are spending a lot more time on our digital strategy briefings, because enterprises are asking us for help in terms of trying to understand how and where they should be implementing their digital transformation initiatives. They're reassessing their cloud adoption strategies and cloud readiness, and they're moving towards digital solutions and tools to ensure business continuity, but also how they can service their employees and customers more effectively. And as the pandemic continues to accelerate the shift to digital, enterprises are facilitating more remote working, as we're all experiencing, and are expected to contribute to 54% of the interconnection bandwidth growth in EMEA, which is really outpacing other industries in the region. So I think, you know, you asked me where we were in terms of expansion. I think I would reemphasize again that we're focused on our strategy has been to operate critical interconnection points, and that goes obviously with location, but it also goes in line with our interconnection portfolio of services.
It's incredibly interesting to know about the company's roadmap going into 2021. Once again, thank you for sharing, Judith. And please remind us one more time those 5 keywords when it comes to digital transformation for our readers. So it was 5G.
So it's hybrid multi-cloud. It's data volume acceleration. It's our software-defined everything. It's 5G, which is it's always on, low latency, ubiquitous experience, and it's COVID-19, which is really clearly accelerating the digitization. I guess the only thing I'd like to add is that to re-emphasize that digital disruption is impacting the Middle East at a remarkable pace. And it's only set to increase as companies flock to the Middle East to take advantage of its rapidly diversifying economy and strategic location. And it's vital that companies invest in developing their digital infrastructure of the Middle East. Otherwise, the pace of innovation will quickly outpace its existing capabilities, and the region's promising growth as a digital hub will be stopped in its prime.
Thank you, Judith. We are now at the end of today's interview. Is there anything else you would like to add today before we finish the interview, Judith?
No, I think I summed it up in terms of just re-emphasizing the impact that the Middle East has and as a market, and the pace at which each of the various economies within the Middle East and governments are addressing the digital economy. I think they very much see the need to diversify from their reliance on the past industries that they would have, like oil, and really are doing an awful lot more with enterprises around the world to attract them into this part of the world.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Judith, for this highly interesting interview and for being here with us today. Thank you. Everyone who is watching the recorded version of the CC-Webinar.Live executive interview and reading the article featured in the upcoming GCCM magazine November issue, thank you very much for watching and reading. Goodbye, everyone. Until next time. Thank you.